Hello there. Hope you're all doing okay. I'm back from my holes, back from vacation. 10 days in the sun on the gorgeous Spanish island of Gran Canaria. It was beautiful. Wife and I had a great time. And now we're back here with you. So, while I was away, I was very fortunate to have a few things arrive at my desk at work. So I was really excited to get back. One of those things that arrived, I've got in my hand right here, and we're going to talk today about the rather beautiful Armadillo. Now, the Armadillo is UK designed and represents what we used to see now, which is a Illumide mechanical Squonker. Bit of a difference with the Armadillo is that the guys have come up with a really cool set of tiny details, which for me give this box mod a really beautiful aesthetic. You'll notice round the mod, and it doesn't break on the edges of the Illumide box, there's something which looks a little bit like a tyre tread pattern, and that's exactly what it is. Speak to the guys at Armadillo, they actually wanted to create a box which was super tough, super durable, and pretty much an everyday carry mod. This is why they picked Illumide. Great choice, we all know that. And you'll notice at the top of the door there's a really cool artistic rendition of an armadillo. Anybody who doesn't know what an armadillo is, if you don't live in a part of the world where you may have heard of one, it's a small creature that's armour plated. And that protects it. So, you may wonder what the tyre track detail's about. Well, it's commonly known that armadillo are not very often victims of being roadkill. I think they do get squashed sometimes, but they are super tough. So, the guys at Armadillo had this spark of inspiration that they wanted to try and emulate the tyre tread or the truck tread pattern to match it up with the Armadillo. Now, size-wise, this thing's a suitable size. It's very comparable to other Illumide box mods. If anything, it's probably slightly wider, but there is an advantage to that, which I'll show you shortly. There's some really nice finishing to the original design work that would have been submitted for the Illumide print. The door itself's got a really nice bevel on the edge. There's no sharp edges to it. The finish of the Illumide, which is in that anthracite black, which we've seen before, but this finish is beautifully tumbled or polished. See the light bouncing off it there, which I'm always a massive fan of. Now the internals, what you're doing there, you're looking at really high quality silver firing plate, which is fully insulated down the right hand side there. Mod Maker bottle, which we all know and love because of the easy cap closure system, and also the really nice graduated squonk. Mod Maker 510, which is becoming more and more popular because it's bloody great. And you heard me earlier on say that that little bit of extra width was going to play into your hands if you were to choose to try one of these. And I've tried pretty much every bottle that I own, from Lucas Silk, Cappy V4 Compact, Cappy V4 Compact 8.5, some new bottles which I've been testing as well, which are of a slightly different shape and configuration, normal two-toe super soft. The Mod Maker obviously is in there when you get it. The D's bottles, it fits every single bottle perfectly with almost zero interruption to the button throw. Now that's quite unique in itself, due to the fact that sometimes when you were to put a slightly thicker material bottle in, you'd end up with it taking up a bit of the button flow. The guys put quite a bit of time into making sure that the contact configuration inside is obviously also sympathetic to the fact the box is a little bit wider. So you're gaining a few mil in there, and that's most definitely contributed to a really consistent Illumide button there. Really consistent, nice, bouncy button throw. That's really cool. The guys took the decision, I'll just take the Heiko off the top here, which I've been vaping on top of this while I've been testing it. The guys took the decision to, I really like this actually, to put the Mod Maker 510 in, but minus the 22mm ring, which some of you might be like, oh, well that concerns me because now my Atti's going to be touching the top of the mod, and is the juice going to get around the top of the mod? I actually quite like it because with a flow ring, achieving that nip down flush finish, I just think it's always a little bit easier. There's been a few mods over the last 12 months where even when you're sinking that 22mm ring in, whether it's on a mod maker or a mod dog or an SVA connector, that sometimes it's very difficult to get it to seat. So inevitably when you put the flow ring on, you end up with a little tiny bit of a gap underneath. Now, of course, that's not a problem to operation, but for people like me who are a little bit anal about the way things look, sometimes that can do your head in slightly. So I think that's a great choice. I quite like that. I like the fact that it is just the 16mm original top of the 510 cup and no 22mm flush ring. I think you'll agree the Heiko on there looks particularly spiffy. Unfortunately, the Heiko tends to look good on a lot of things. So on the whole, I think the guys have achieved their mission statement by calling the mods Armadillo. They picked the right material. We all know Lumide's rock solid. It's got one of those finishes which you struggle not to keep holding, because the manufacturer who's created the Lumide for them has done a beautiful job, because it's tumbled or polished to the point where it's actually shiny. Now, one thing about a Lumide is, and it'd be interesting to see what happens to the Armadillo over time, depending on where it's been manufactured, a lot of us are finding that over time the grease and the dirt from your hands, which is inevitable even if you've got quite clean hands like me, because I don't do much work, you'll find that it can start to wear and discolour the Lumide. I mean, the Lumide's died ultimately. It's a porous material, so over time you're going to get some fatigue. Now, the finish on this one is so gorgeous. I just wonder, if that kind of really aggressive tumbling or polishing they've done to it is going to make it last even longer. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. As far as performance goes, it's exactly what you might expect. Fresh battery cell in there. She's hitting really well. That button throw is really nice. As I say, don't be put off by the fact that you've got a tiny bit of extra width in this. It's completely calculated because it allows battery fits in beautifully. There's a little stand at the bottom there, which is quite a common thing with the Lumide mods, so you can get your firing plate in there. And every bottle I've tried in there so far fits perfectly with no tightening of the button throw, at least on my version. So I think that's really cool. Now, there's a reason why you haven't seen these yet, is because this is kind of like the production version, the final one. I've been speaking to the guys there for a while, and they were really keen for me to have a look at it and try it, which I'm really blessed to do. I'm really thankful for that. I'm really enjoying it. I've had an atomizer on it now for about 2 or 3 days, and it's in my rotation. And Armadillo will be releasing a list very soon, so anybody who's interested in having that beautiful finish, that slightly different aesthetic with that really cool tire tread pattern, which I think they've done really well by not having the join as well there. It's just a beautifully finished thing. You'll be able to grab one really soon, and I fully support new mod makers. Anybody who knows anything about what I do, I'm very keen to try and help people expand their market, try and get into new places, find new people that want to enjoy what they're doing. And it just excites me. It excites me that people are putting the effort in and going out there on a limb and launching these projects. So, well done Armadillo. I like it a lot. I think it's a beta, it's sturdy. It's going to be one of those things that people can pick up every morning, hit the button, super reliable, no messing about. If you were unfortunate, I've done it a few times, to drop one and it bounces, we all know Lumide's super tough. Does its job, does it well, workhorse. There you go. I want to crack on with vaping it. I'll see you all soon. Thanks guys.